Today's topic is, should you do single or double workouts? And again, I think this really comes down to obviously the overall fitness of the athlete. When I was being coached by Jack Hazen at Malone University and also being mentored by Dr. Joe Vigil and Lisa Rainsberger, these are three of the world's top distance running coaches. And when I was getting at my peak fitness, they always would tell me that doing a single workout, if you can do one single workout rather than breaking it up, it's a better benefit to the athlete. Now, that being said, you have to be in phenomenal shape to be doing single workouts, especially when it comes to volume, versus doing double workouts. Okay, if you're doing double workouts, some of the major benefits of doing double workouts is, one, it's much easier for you to do higher volume doing double workouts versus doing a single run or a single workout. Also, if you're doing single runs or single workouts, the likelihood of you becoming more fatigued is higher because, again, you're putting all of that stress, all of that physiological stress on one single workout versus breaking the workout up into double, like doing an AM run and a PM run versus just doing one higher volumed AM run or one PM run. Some of the benefits of running doubles is doubling up on your runs, put your body in a glycogen depleted state. So as your body adapts to this new state of burning fat and functioning more economically, it's going to help make use of your glycogen storage more efficient, and as well also delay fatigue and speeding up your recovery so you get fitter faster. Cumulative mileage, doubling up once a week can give your total mileage a boost and help you run more further as well as longer. So like I mentioned before, doing double runs it's much easier to do your volume and to put in 60 to 50 miles a week or 80 kilometers, 90 kilometers. For you to up your mileage, it's much easier to do that on double workouts or double runs versus single workouts or single runs. Again, the likelihood of you being challenged, much more challenged, doing single workouts, or single runs, versus being able to throw in some double workouts each week, is going to be much more challenging for you to do that. But in some cases, depending on your schedule, there were times when I was in the military where I had to put in single workouts throughout the training week. And because, again, if you're doing field training problems, if you're in the military, you're going out to the field and you're stuck out there for a week, it's very hard to put in volume, and sometimes you have to put all of your training into one run. So there are some cases where, based on the overall fitness of the athlete and their schedules, sometimes you have to do what you have to do, and you have to do a single workout rather than just to have the luxury of doing double workouts throughout the week. Another benefit of running doubles is efficient recovery. You're mixing your hard training sessions with short, less strenuous runs. So that's going to help increase your blood flow for your muscles, challenging and teaching your body to recover faster. And if you can't bear running the same day as intervals or threshold, try a 30-minute cross-training session instead. Try some pull running, do some cycling, stationary bike, stair climber, those types of activities. The downsides to running double workouts is the recovery. You're doubling up runs on run days, so that can be tiring. So make sure that you rest completely on those down days. That's why I always preach the importance of really jogging on the recovery days, because, again, those harder anaerobic workouts that you're doing, you can only stress the body hard so many times before you actually start to see diminished returns. You're in terms of your aerobic endurance, if you're a beginner or an intermediate runner, if you haven't been running 50 plus miles a week consistently for a few years, then the majority of your running improvement really is going to come down to your ability to increase your aerobic endurance by increasing your runs of around 60 to 90 minutes. You have to train your body to run for longer periods of time. So running doubles is often two shorter runs of around 30 to 45 minutes, which can be beneficial. You're definitely going to be burning fat. But that being said, it's less effective for your overall fitness versus running one single run for a longer period of time. So it's not just in terms of getting faster and being more efficient as you race, it's not just about the volume, but it's also about the time duration. How much time are you spending? You're going to get much more benefit from a 90-minute run than you're going to get from a 30-minute run, because again, you're training for a longer period of time. You're burning fat more efficiently, and that is so that's definitely one of the downsides to doing doubles. So again, you don't want to get caught up in just doing like 3 to 4 mile runs, especially if you're training for a longer race of like a half marathon, 10-mile race, 10K. But you want to teach your body to go further. 10 miles, 16 kilometers, or out to 20 miles, 32 kilometers or longer, especially if you're training for a longer race. And some of the other things I want you to think about in terms of doing double workouts is, running twice a day means you're burning more calories, you're stimulating your metabolism more often, which is key. Make sure you fuel your runs properly and eat enough to recover. Okay, so make sure that you're drinking during your long runs. You're taking in some gels. You're practicing taking in some calories, practicing hydration more properly, so that when you go to race in these races, you will have trained properly in terms of your nutrition and ingesting enough calories, taking in enough fluids, and really getting in the practice of drinking rather than sipping. Okay, that's a major mistake I made personally in these longer races. I would race half marathons and marathons and drinking very minimally. I wasn't drinking enough in my races, and I would become dehydrated when it was too late. So don't make that mistake. Keep track of your mileage. One of the other mistakes and some of the things I wish I would have done properly earlier in my career is make sure that you're making notes of your training each week. I wish I had my training logs from years ago. That's one of the things I didn't do. So make sure that you're keeping track of your mileage. But when I mention doing single workouts, single runs, being and the things that Dr. Vigil and Jack Hayes and Lisa Rainsberger would always mention too, that hey, there are definitely benefits to doing single workouts throughout the week, and instead of doing double runs 6 or 7 days a week, or depending on how fit you are, if you're very, very fit and you're at a higher level in terms of your anaerobic fitness, your ability to run 5 to 7 days a week is much easier. Versus if you're a beginner, you may want to start off running two to 3 times a week. And if your schedule is very tight, 2 to 4 days a week is enough for most athletes. But again, if you're really wanting to get to the next level and you really want to become, say, a national class level athlete or a world class athlete, you have to make sure that you're doing more. You're doing some single runs at several hours, couple hours to 3 hours in length in terms of your long runs, but you're doing less double runs. You're doing more singles, but you're also doing some doubles. But the double runs may be 2 times a week, and your singles you're going to be doing more training all at once versus breaking it up. And again, there are pros and cons to both of these. Okay, again, like I mentioned before, if you're doing double workouts or you're doing double runs each week, your ability to run much higher mileage is going to be much more efficient versus if you're trying to do it all on single runs. And again, double runs versus single runs. If you're doing double runs, you can still do a hard anaerobic workout in the morning and do a PM run in the evening and get a mixture of both aerobic and anaerobic workouts very easily throughout the training week, because again, you're not trying to do all of the hard workout or even you're not trying to do it all in single runs. But also know that if you're even if you're in phenomenal shape, if you're doing single workouts or single runs, it's going to be very hard for your ability to recover is going to be strained, okay, versus doing double workouts, okay, because again, you're putting all the pressure on yourself to do single track sessions or single runs in one workout per day versus 2 workouts per day. So it is, if in terms of recommending, my recommendation is for as you get fit, as the fitter you get, try incorporating doing single runs rather than doing more double runs each week. Okay, in the early stages of a buildup, when you're not as aerobically fit, anaerobically fit, it's probably a wiser move to do double workouts. And as you get fitter, minimize, start, instead of doing, if in the beginning of your buildup, you may be doing 2 to 5 runs a week and doing double runs every day. Whereas as you get fitter, maybe start, instead of, if you're in great shape, doing 7 days, training 7 days, 6 or 7 days a week, where early on you may have been running 2 workouts every day. Drop off a couple start doing, instead of doing 5 double workouts or double runs, now you're going to be doing 2 double workouts and the rest are going to be singles. So I hope that makes sense. So as you get fitter, spend some time not only running for longer periods of time, but learn to run, but to do a little bit less of those double workouts, and see how your body feels with singles. But also make sure that you're keeping in mind that, like I mentioned, your ability to recover is going to be strained when you're trying to do singles. So there are pros and cons to both. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful for, just thinking about the benefits of single versus double workouts. Think about these pros and cons as you train and as you get fitter. If you have any other questions about single or double workouts or any other training or training topic, feel free to leave me a comment below. Let me know in your opinion, what's worked best for you. Has single workouts or single runs been better for you than double runs? I'd really love to hear that. And if you'd share that with me, that would be awesome, just to hear your own experience. And has double or single runs been better for you? So if you have any other questions, let me know in the comment section below. Check out the resources below, and also I have RunDreamAchieve coffee. So if you are a coffee drinker, definitely check out RunDreamAchieve coffee. I'm really excited about that. It's also absolutely delicious. My favorite is the espresso, the Kenya, and also the Sri Lanka. Those are my favorites. And we also have a few 4 organic blends as well. So if you're looking for organic coffee, we have that as well. So continue on with your training. I look forward to hearing how your training and your racing is going, and I will talk to you guys and gals all in the next video.